Gaijin. In Japan, you hear it absolutely everywhere. It sounds like a harmless label for a tourist. But beneath the surface lies a dark psychological barcode, marking you as an eternal outsider. Let's decode the mystery. Walk down a bustling street in Tokyo, and suddenly you hear a whisper, Gaijin da, meaning it's a gaijin. It slips out effortlessly. For decades, expats have wondered, is this just an innocent observation or a subtle cultural eviction notice? To understand this invisible weight, we must dissect the actual DNA of the language itself. The modern, polite translation might seem completely harmless, often just translated as foreigner. But Japanese relies on kanji, adopted logographic characters, and these ancient brushstrokes tell a different, almost sinister story. It's like reading the DNA of a society's deep-rooted psychology. So, what secrets are hiding in plain sight? Let's break it down. The first character is Soto, which literally translates to outside. Japanese culture places massive importance on the Uchi-Soto concept, the strict boundary between the in-group and the out-group. Soto isn't just physical, it's psychological. Imagine a warm, exclusive campfire. Soto firmly places you out in the freezing, dark woods. Now add jin, meaning person. Combine them, Gaijin, the outside person. Notice the terrifyingly simple metaphor? You are not an okyaku-sama, an honored guest. You are forever the outsider. The characters permanently strip away your nationality, boiling your existence down to a single defining trait, your absolute lack of Japaneseness. Where did this obsessive boundary come from? Welcome to Japan's Edo period. Things got extreme in 1635 when the shogunate initiated Sakoku, a brutal national isolation policy. For over 2 centuries, Japan locked its doors, closed the blinds, and completely ignored the world. If you weren't born on the island, you literally didn't exist. Fast forward to 1853. The Kurofune, the imposing black ships of American Commodore Perry, suddenly crashed the world's longest introvert party. Imagine the sheer cinematic panic. These massive vessels shattered 200 years of perfect isolation. This historical trauma permanently cemented the psychological divide between the safe inside and the terrifying outside. Once that conceptual border was drawn, the label stuck forever. Being marked as a gaijin is like getting a permanent stamp on your forehead. It acts as an invisible barcode that silently screams outsider to everyone you meet. And trust me, no amount of cultural assimilation can ever really wash that ink off your record. Think you can just blend in over time? Think again. You could be born in Japan, raised on sushi and anime, and speak Japanese perfectly. But if your face doesn't match the historical template, society still whispers that label behind your back. It's a club where you can never, ever earn a VIP membership. The government knows it's a PR nightmare. Following World War II, they officially adopted Gaikokujin, meaning foreign national, a much more polite, objective term. NHK, Japan's national broadcasting organization, strictly uses this to avoid offending anyone. They practically begged the public to follow suit and drop the old, alienating slang. But did the public listen? Of course not. Official Japan politely types Gaikokujin on your tax forms and visas. But real Japan, the lively streets and casual bars, they stubbornly stick to Gaijin. The government tried to upgrade the social software, but the population refused the patch, clinging to the comforting simplicity of the us versus them divide. Let's say you achieve Kika, legal naturalization. You proudly hold your new red Japanese passport. You've mastered the complex polite speech. But then, your neighbor still casually says, Gaijin desu ne. You're an outsider, aren't you? even with the ultimate golden ticket of citizenship, the visual label overrides your legal reality. Ouch. What if your bloodline is a mix? Enter the term Hafu, borrowed directly from the English word half. This refers to a Japanese citizen with one foreign parent. Despite being native, a Hafu is often visually profiled. They are trapped in a cultural purgatory, neither fully embraced inside nor entirely pushed out. Here is the sarcastic truth of assimilation. It is overwhelmingly visual. It's not about how perfectly you bow. If you possess blonde hair, blue eyes, or a different skin tone, society's visual barcode scanner instantly registers an error. You are treated as an outsider. Visuals completely and utterly trump your cultural reality in Japan. Let's cross the ocean. In the US, immigration laws historically used a label starting with A. Yes, I am talking about a word so offensive it was erased from history for its dehumanizing sci-fi connotations. While America actively purged that label, Japan casually tosses its equivalent term into everyday sitcoms and office banter. Let's review our vocabulary of separation. Gaikokujin is the polite foreign national. Hafu is the mixed heritage citizen. Kika is the naturalized local. And Sakoku is the historical isolation that started this mess. It's an incredibly complex web of social labels designed to carefully organize everyone's exact distance from the center of the campfire. It gets incredibly ironic. Expats have weaponized the label. We call it the Gaijin smash, acting oblivious to complex rules to get out of trouble. Meanwhile, some rural establishments literally put up no Gaijin signs to keep them out. It's a bizarre double-edged sword, a badge of rebellious honor, and a sudden, invisible brick wall. Why is this word so indestructible? Because in Japanese folklore, there is kotodama, the mystical spirit residing within words. Words don't just describe reality, they magically manifest it. By continuously using the term, society casts a daily cultural spell to reinforce the barrier. Language doesn't just describe your visa status, it defines your permanent existence. So, what does it truly mean to be the eternal outside person? It's a fascinating, frustrating, and oddly liberating existence. Have you ever felt the invisible wall of this label? Drop your wildest, most bizarre experiences in the comments below. The word Gaijin is a mirror reflecting a society struggling to reconcile its isolated past with its globalized future. It's a masterclass in how language shapes human destiny. Fascinated by these hidden layers of culture? Hit subscribe for more dark, witty deep dives into the forbidden taboos and hidden mechanics they definitely don't teach you in class.